Welcome to the Engineering Update. I'm Casey Panetta, editor of ECN. On this week's episode, cats in space, wireless charging pads in Starbucks, and Mercedes' new self-driving car. The International Space Station is getting a shipment of cats. I know what you're thinking, but sadly, these are cat modules. These cats are sensors that will be operational on the ISS for at least 6 months and up to 3 years. Their task is to offer researchers a better understanding of how non-renewable energy sources are affecting climate change. The sensors do this by measuring cloud formation and the presence of aerosols. The researchers hope to use that information to see how the aerosols are affecting cloud formation at each atmospheric layer. When we talk about sensors, we're often talking about very small components, but these refrigerator-sized pieces take up a little more space. They function by sending a laser pulse towards something in the atmosphere, like a cloud droplet or aerosol particle. Depending on how long it takes for the reflected part of the energy to return to the LiDAR receiver, scientists are able to determine the altitude of cloud and aerosol layers and things like cloud composition and how much aerosol is present. It's worth noting that the aerosols being tracked are both naturally occurring like sea salt and smoke and man-made like particles from fossil fuel combustion. On a larger scale, this information tells the researchers a lot about the global impact of pollution, smoke, and dust on the climate. It will also hopefully improve the ability of researchers to track natural events like volcanic activity, wildfires, and dust storms. The sensors were scheduled to be sent to the station on Tuesday, but the flight was canceled and pushed back until at least Friday.
Duracell PowerMat and Starbucks announced that they have begun a national rollout of PowerMat wireless charging in Starbucks, beginning with stores in San Francisco's Bay Area. From Wi-Fi and the in-store digital network to mobile payment and digital music downloads, Starbucks hopes to anticipate their customers' needs and provide solutions. Rather than hunting around for an available power outlet, you'll now be able to seamlessly charge your device while enjoying your favorite coffee, or a venti iced skinny hazelnut macchiato with sugar-free syrup, extra shot, light ice, and no wet please. The PowerMat spots in Starbucks are the result of almost a decade of scientific research spanning material sciences, magnetic induction, and mesh networking. Some newer devices have compatible technology either embedded or available as an added feature to give consumers the freedom to charge wirelessly. For phones that aren't compatible, Starbucks locations are loaning rings that can be plugged into any smartphone. These rings are also available for purchase for $10, allowing for any phone-bearing customer to use the wireless charging stations. PowerMat spots comply with the open standards set by the PMA, resulting in a growing universe of devices and accessories that will charge seamlessly in Starbucks. This endeavor is a critical step in Duracell's vision to make dead battery anxiety a thing of the past. Stores will be equipped with PowerMat spots, designated areas on tables and counters where customers can place their compatible device and charge wirelessly. The number of available PowerMat spots vary depending on the size of the store, but stores generally have about 8 of them. Select Starbucks stores in Boston and San Jose offer PowerMat spots already, and the companies will continue to expand to additional major markets in 2015 with a full national rollout planned over time. Initial pilots in Europe and Asia are expected within the year.
Mercedes has a new car to showcase, and it'll drive itself. The car, called Luxury in Motion, or the F015, isn't something you'll be able to find on the lot, but it might be something you'll be able to find in the future. Whether the car is being controlled by human or machine is indicated by the LEDs on the outside. Blue for autonomous, if you're curious. This car uses carbon fiber reinforced plastic, steel, and aluminum to reduce the weight to about half the average car on the road. The only minor detail is that this material doesn't even exist yet. The lights will also tell drivers behind you if they need to slow down or stop. The interior is nothing groundbreaking in the world of autonomous cars, but the driver and passenger seat swivel around to create a living room type setup. The car is also chock full of display screens on the front and side panels that are capable of tracking gestures and eye movements, as well as acting as a more traditional touchscreen. The car also has a heads-up display that acts as a futuristic smartphone with reservations and house numbers all tied to your current geographical location. And you can also control a bunch of the toys from your smartphone before you even get in the car, which will then recognize who you are based on the phone. The designers are claiming it will be able to travel 683 miles with an F-cell plug-in hybrid system that Mercedes has had since 2011. The key takeaway here is that this car doesn't actually exist. Furthermore, some of the materials and technology incorporated into the car doesn't exist. It is the literal definition of a concept car, but it's an interesting look into what could be the future of the automotive experience. That wraps up this week's episode. Be sure to join in the conversation on Facebook and Twitter and view past episodes at ecnmag.com. I'm Casey Panetta, and this has been your Engineering Update.
I always think I'm funny and then I'm not.